The Venture X credit card from Capital One has what I believe to be the biggest sign-up bonus in its history. I hope it stays active for a while, but it might be a very short, limited time offer. So if you're interested in adding this card to your wallet, or you're just curious on whether I get approved or denied, well, stick around because I will be applying for the card in this video. Before I apply for this card, I need to talk about this all-time high sign-up bonus from Capital One. The standard public offer right now is 75,000 Capital One miles when spending $4,000 in 3 months. It has been that way for quite a while until somebody discovered this secret link where you could get 90,000 miles for spending the same $4,000. Now this is very, very impressive, and originally I wasn't really thinking about applying for the Venture X, but then I saw this sign-up bonus and it made me rethink my decisions. And I do say that this is an all-time high sign-up bonus because back when the card was first coming out, it did have a 100,000 mile offer, but that was for spending $10,000. This one, you only have to spend $4,000. So I value this one higher because then I can move on to the next sign-up bonus. In a video that I released a few months ago, I went over my credit card roadmap of the next 3 to 5 cards that I planned on applying for, alternating between me and my wife, and I came to the conclusion that I needed to get the Chase Ink Preferred, which I got, and I filmed 2 videos about it, and I'm very happy that I got that one. The next card in that video that I was supposed to apply for, it was going to be my wife's card, and it was going to be the Chase IHG Business card. And I really did have all intentions on applying for that, and I thought it was going to be a great card to add to our setup of my cards and her cards. But then I saw this 90K offer from Capital One and I just could not resist. By my wife adding this personal Capital One card, she will now be at 324 with Chase, assuming she gets approved, and then there will only be a certain amount of slots left for more Chase cards. But I do think that adding another card to this Chase 524 status is worth it at the time because of that elevated welcome offer. So when I ask the question of why I'm getting this card, of course I'm going to say the elevated welcome offer, and you can see that from this spreadsheet that I have calculating the return on spend. I do this with all of my cards before I apply for them. You can see with the 75,000 point offer, when hitting the minimum spend, that's going to give me a return on spend of $1,265 if I value Capital One miles at 2 cents per point, which I guess that's around a good estimate for these points. But using the exact same points valuation and going for the 90,000 mile offer, I'm going to get $1,565. So that is substantially bigger, and I figure if I want the Capital One Venture X card so bad anyway, I might as well apply for it before this offer expires. Of course, there's other things to love about this card, like the $300 travel credit, which I basically think is a $300 travel coupon at this point, just because it doesn't come as a statement credit anymore. You go onto the travel portal and you can just get $300 off your travel when you're booking through the Capital One portal. I actually believe that the Capital One portal is very, very solid. I mean, it is far better than the Chase portal and also the AMEX portal. I think that the Chase and the AMEX portals, they increase their rates like crazy for some reason. I guess just because they want the consumer to pay more by using their services. But I have done some price matching with the Capital One portal, and I'm usually like looking at booking.com or Agoda for my hotels that I want to stay at when I'm traveling internationally, and usually those prices are the lowest I can find. But with Capital One, I see very similar prices. But if you go on the Chase portal or you go on the Amex portal, those are usually higher than that. So just by using this $300 travel coupon, I can get the annual fee down from $395 to basically $95. I would not say that if I had to use the Chase portal, for instance. Like if I had a $395 annual fee card from Chase and I had to spend that money, that $300 through the Chase portal, I would not value it at the full $300. So I would probably value that around like $250, but with Capital One, I'll value it at the the full $300. And also there's 10,000 anniversary miles that you can get with this card after paying for the annual fee for the second time. You won't get it the first go around, but that's what the 90,000 mile sign up bonus is for. So 10,000 miles, if you value that at 1 cent per point, that is $100 right there. But I value miles higher than that, around 2 cents per point. And so even if you only did 1 cent per point, that is going to be $100 plus the $300 travel credit or the travel coupon. So that's $400 that you are getting just by owning this card, and you're paying a $395 annual fee. Sounds pretty amazing. There's not a whole lot of cards out there that just by using two very simple things, you're already getting your money back. So yes, you do have to spend $395, but you're getting that back when you're traveling. I also love the spending categories on the Capital One Venture X. Not all of them, but 10 times miles when you book hotels through the portal is fantastic. I wish it was 10 times miles everywhere, but I understand why I have to go through the portal. There's also 10 times miles on rental cars through the portal, and I'm not a huge fan of this. I'm a lot bigger fan of the hotels. I don't really think I'm gonna rent cars through the portal, probably go directly through one of the rental car companies, but we'll have to see how that goes in the future. Another thing that we're not gonna be using for sure is the 5 times miles when you book the flights through the Capital One portal. There's no point in this. I always book directly through the airline. I've booked flights through portals before, and it is a huge hassle anytime you need to change or there's a problem with the airline, with the flight. I would not recommend anybody book a flight through the portal. So we're just going to book it directly through the airline and probably use the AMEX Platinum card. That gives me 5x membership rewards points when I book flights that way. And then there's 2 times miles on every purchase. This is fantastic. Everybody talks about having a catch-all card where you are going to be putting all of your spend on one card if it doesn't fall into a specific category where you're earning like 3 times points, 4 times, 5 times points. And this card is going to be perfect for getting that catch-all. If there's no category, then I can just always get 2 times miles. I also get access to transfer partners by holding the Venture X, one of the biggest reasons why I'm getting this card. A few that come to mind, which are going to be amazing, that I already have access to are Air Canada, Avianca, British Airways, Flying Blue, and Virgin. Those are fantastic, but I already have access to those either through Chase or American Express, but there's new ones too that I'm ecstatic about these ones. It is Choice Hotels, TAP Air Portugal, Turkish Airlines, and those ones may not be like incredibly valuable because I just don't know too much about those programs, but it's really nice that I get new transfer partners to at least do some more research on to see if it's worth it to transfer my miles out to those partners. My wife is applying for it, and I'm grateful that she is because her credit score is like way better than mine on TransUnion. She is a 792 right now, and on Equifax a 797. She has 2 hard inquiries on TransUnion and 1 on Equifax, and why the hard inquiries are important is because Capital One pulls from all 3 credit bureaus, and so we're going to get a hard pull on all of them. But with Experian, we're actually not going to get a hard pull on it because I am going to freeze her credit report. This is my first time freezing a credit bureau before applying for a new card, but a lot of data points suggest that if you freeze Experian and only that one and keep the other 2 unfrozen, Capital One will be totally fine with that, and you can get by without getting another hard pull on your Experian credit report, which is nice because she has 5 hard inquiries on there right now. The only thing left to do before applying is going through the Venture X pre-approval tool, so I'm going to do that right now. This process should only take a couple minutes, and then we'll move on to the application. So what's most important to you? I'm going to say travel rewards. I could say the new card member offer, but I won't do it for right now just because maybe they think I'm going to be greedy if I do that. So what is the legal name? Put that in. Residential address. Then we do the email address and the phone number. Go on to the next step, and that is going to be what's your employment status. I'm going to say self-employed. That's what she is. I want to be as honest as possible with this pre-approval so that hopefully if we do get it pre-approved here, we can easily put all that same information into the application and that should give us an approval. Total income, I'm just going to put exactly what's already in the Capital One system, so I went ahead and checked that, so I'll just put it in right now. And then the monthly rent or mortgage payment, I've heard that you can split this between the two spouses, and so we'll just divide our rent directly in half, and then we'll put that amount here. Do you have any bank accounts? Yes, checking and savings. Next, and then date of birth, and then the social security number. We go to next. This should be the last step, and we'll just check these boxes and see if I'm pre-approved. I really hope it comes back as pre-approved. That'll be okay. Cool. Well done, Jennifer. Your credit qualifies you for Venture X rewards. I guess we can just go right from this pre-approval tool. Actually, no, this is going to give us the 75,000 mile bonus. We don't want that. So we'll actually head over to that other application with the 90K offer, and we'll apply that way. It says 90,000 bonus miles right there at the top, and you have to spend $4,000 on purchases within the first 3 months, which shouldn't be any problem for us. And then we have the personal information here. You fill in your first name, your last name, date of birth, all that stuff. I am going to pre-fill this application just because I think it'll be faster and it'll hopefully give us better approval odds. It asks if she's a US citizen, so of course yes there. Do you have citizenship in another country? That is no. Then we move into the financial information, the employment status, the annual income, the monthly rent or mortgage payment, how many bank accounts do you have, and do you plan to carry a balance on personal credit cards? And I don't plan to at all, so I'm actually just not going to fill this field out at all because I think it might actually hurt me if I say never, so we'll just leave it blank. If you add an additional cardholder or an authorized user, this can be huge because that person can get into all of the lounges for free, but they can also bring guests in. So my wife can bring me in as a guest without any problems, so I don't need to be an authorized user at this moment. They ask if I want paperless statements, and of course I'm going to click yes to that. And then at the bottom here are some important disclosures. Some of them are the APR. That's way too high to be carrying a balance on this card. I'm going to avoid that at all costs. $395 for the annual fee. That totally is fine with me because of all the perks that I talked about earlier. And I guess I'm just going to keep scrolling down to see if there's anything interesting that I want to talk about. There is that spend bonus right there, 90,000 bonus miles if you spend $4,000 in 3 months. I'm very happy to see that, and it doesn't say 75,000. The rewards will never expire. That's very, very nice as long as the account is open and not closed. And there's a lot of information here. Additional disclosures. Usually I read all this. I guess I can, but I won't put it in the video. I'm gonna click continue. This is probably not the last step, but we'll just see. Okay, additional acknowledgements. By clicking on the submit application button, I am doing all 4 of those things. Okay, here's the submit application button. All right, I am very nervous, but let's just do it. Okay, validating your information. We're reviewing our finances now, processing your application, and welcome to Venture X. Oh, I really like the confetti that just showed up on the screen. The notifications are coming in from Credit Karma. It says that your Equifax report has been checked and your TransUnion has been checked, but I don't see anything from Experian, so that trick definitely worked. I'm going to unfreeze it right now just so that doesn't become a problem with any other credit applications that we have in the future. If you want to sign up for this card, I have the link in my description. It'll show all of my credit cards. That will help out the channel in a big, big way if you choose to use that. And I appreciate you so much for watching this video and subscribing to the channel as we're trying to hit our first 1,000 subscribers. So thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one.